Hello and welcome to SOLIDWORKS Exercise 1.4's tutorial video. Here's what we're going to be making. Take a look at it. The number one thing you should be paying attention to is right here. Dimensions are in inches. So we need to be in IPS, not MMGS. We are in inches. All right? Let me get that out of the way so we can get started. First things first, let's fire up a new part. And double check right here. Make sure you're in IPS, and let's get going. We're going to extrude. We can do it on the front plane. We can do it on the top plane. I always like starting on the top plane for most of these things. Let's do a rectangle. Start at your origin, click once, drag, and we're going to enter in some smart dimensions. All right, click here, drop, and we are 5 inches tall. And right here, we are 6.5 inches wide. Now notice mine is only showing 2 decimal places. That's totally fine. I'll show you real quick how to adjust that. And how thick do we need to be? Well, right now we're going to extrude boss base. And we're going to make this 0.375. Hit OK. We now have our base. There we are. Now, if you want to show more decimal places, go up here, go to Options. Okay. Document Properties, under Dimensions here, click the plus. Okay. Click Dimensions, and you can see Primary Precision. We're going to change that to 123. Hit OK. All right, continuing on, we need to make some posts on the corners. So we're going to sketch here. We're going to hit Extrude Boss Base. We're going to draw one rectangle here. And we're going to smart dimension that guy. And it is 2 inches by 2 inches. So I'll smart dimension here. Make that guy 2. You'll notice there are now 3 decimal places. Click here. Click again to drop it. 2 inches. Now you'll notice I just typed 2. I don't have to highlight anything, do anything funky like that. Now, to change things up a little, we're going to go up here. We're going to hit center line. I'm going to hover. Don't click. Hover. Just barely touch this without clicking. You'll see that's the midpoint. I'm going to click there. I'm going to draw a center line straight across. So you can see I can snap on. Snap onto the other midpoint. Right click and get out of that. Now I'm going to do a mirror. So I'm going to click Mirror Entities. Entities to Mirror. I'm just going to highlight that square. Mirror about this center line. You can see it shows up on the other side. Hit OK. Now I have mirrored it to the other side. Now I'm going to hit Features, Extrude Boss Base, and it should be 2.5 inches tall. Now that is 2.5 inches from this surface, not from the bottom surface. Hit OK, and I have my 2 posts. Now I need to fillet these edges, so I'm going to go in and hit Fillet. They have a radius of 1, so I hit 1 inch in there. I'm going to select that guy, and then I'm going to select that one there. Make sure you have full preview on. If I have no preview, I don't see anything. Partial preview only shows one of them. Full preview shows me everything. Hit OK. Now they're rounded off. All right, looking good so far. I have a hole in the middle of this, so I'm going to click this surface, extrude cut. I'm then going to draw a center line. So click here and click center line so that I can see it from the top. I'm going to click here, click that. Okay, there's my midpoint, so click on there. Draw my center line straight up and down. Click here, right click and select. There's my center line. Now I'm going to select a circle. And when I run my mouse along here, when I get close to the midpoint, it's right here, I'm going to click there. Click again, I now have a circle. I need to smart dimension that guy. So I will make it 1.5 inches. Now you can see it's fully defined because I snapped it onto the midpoint. If you want to verify that, see I click that to turn off smart dimension. Click the origin or the center of that circle, and you see that's a midpoint relation. Okay, so I'm already in the middle of it. I don't need to do any more dimensions. Go to Features, Extrude Cut, change this from blind to through all. Hit OK. I now have a hole going. All right. There we go. We're pretty close to done. But we have some hole wizard stuff to do. So let's take a look here. This is a threaded hole, so I can put a bolt in it. The bolt size is 1/2 inch dash 20. So that means the diameter of the bolt is 1/2 an inch. There are 20 threads, so those little triangular ridges, there are 20 threads per inch. That's what that means. 1/2 inch diameter, 20 threads per inch. And then I tap it, so I make the threads go 1 inch deep. All right. Under Features, click Hole Wizard. Okay. These are all my different types of holes. I have a counterbore hole, I have a countersink hole, but I'm going to choose this one, which is a straight tap. So choose that. Okay. Make sure this is set to inches. Okay. What type of hole? So a pipe tapped hole is for things that use pipes, like air lines, water lines, gas lines. A tapped hole is a very simple hole. So it's I use a drill bit and then I make threads. A bottoming tapped hole is going to make my threads go as close to the bottom as possible. So in this case, we're going to choose that bottoming tapped hole. I'm going to change for my size right here. Here's all my different sizes. Here's fractions. I'm going for 1/2 dash 20. Okay. And then if you remember right here, 1/2 dash 20 to a depth of 1 inch. So here's my two depths. Make sure this is at blind and not through all. And this is how deep the threads go. This is how deep we drill. So I told you it's 1 inch deep. It automatically drills that deep. If I change this to, and you don't need to do this, 0.75, you can see now that's how deep I drill. So if I go back to 1 inch and hit enter, that's how deep I drill. So it kind of automatically gives you a recommendation for that. Most of the time, we're just going to stick to that. Now, thread claw is fine. Make sure this right here is not clicked. Okay, go to positions. Now it's asking, where do you want to make this hole? So I'm going to click this surface. Okay, now you can see it's giving me a preview of a thread hole. So touch this curve, but don't click it. The center of that curve shows up. I'm going to put my hole right there. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Touch, but don't click. Click on the center point, hit OK, and now I have threaded holes. The little dashed lines represent the threads, and this represents the main hole. All right. Anything goes wrong, you right-click here, edit feature, and I can make changes as needed. I can also change the position. All right. Let's take a look at our drawing real quick. Anything we're missing? Sure doesn't look that way. There's no fillets or anything else. So this guy is done. This is a good screenshot to take for me. So take a screenshot of that, upload it, and keep on trucking.